Good evening and welcome to this month's edition of the School Zone. I'm your student host, Alex Johnson. Tonight we begin our journey into the School Zone with a special presentation at Laura B. Anderson Elementary School. The governor of South Dakota, Mike Rounds, was on hand to receive a rather large check. The state of South Dakota will receive $2.2 million in federal reading grant funds to help schools and districts improve children's reading achievement. In total, over 6 years, South Dakota is set to receive approximately $14.5 million in Reading First funds, subject to the state's successful implementation and congressional appropriations. On behalf of Secretary of Education Page, Pat Klabar, the Secretary's regional representative joined South Dakota Governor Mike Rounds and State Education Secretary Mike Melmer for a visit to Laura B. Anderson Elementary School in Sioux Falls. Studies show that when children fail to learn how to read during their early years, every aspect of school success is affected. Academic achievement can be enhanced through early diagnosis. South Dakota's application passed a rigorous review panel that judged the state's plan against the 25 review criteria. The grant will support key improvements in classroom reading instruction, including teaching based on research that shows that works, identifying reading difficulties early and providing help, monitoring students' progress, and continuing high-quality professional development for teachers. South Dakota plans to give the bulk of the funds to schools eligible districts in February 2004. The state will closely monitor the progress of schools and districts participating in the Reading First and will conduct an ongoing evaluation of its program.
Boys and girls, there's a special person here, the governor of the state of South Dakota, has come to be a part of this ceremony. So let's join me in welcoming the governor of South Dakota, Governor Mike Rounds. Thank you for letting us come in and visit with you. I understand you have lots of visitors today. Is that true? Who else came here today? Ronald McDonald came here, so we've really got a job ahead of us, and we want you to think about today when we came instead of when Ronald McDonald came, right? You know what, I've got to tell you a little bit of a story, okay? Now, I remember when I first started to learn how to read, and it was a really important reason why I wanted to learn to read. You tell me if it's kind of like what you like to do, okay? I wanted to learn how to spell because I remember when my mom and dad, when they wanted to say something and they didn't want us kids to hear it, they spell it. And then if we didn't know how to read, we wouldn't know what they were telling, and it was a secret, right? And I remember one time when mom and dad, they were talking about something, and I found out what it was they were talking about. You know what they were spelling? I-C-E-C-R-E-A-M. Ice cream, yeah. Dad was going to go get some ice cream, and he didn't want us to know about it. But I found out about it. You know what? Rather than let me tell my brothers and my sister, I got to go with it. Reading is really important because if you can't read, then you can't learn about other things. And it's fun to learn about other things. So we want, in South Dakota, we want you to do a really good job. And you know who teaches you how to read? It's these teachers. And they're really good at what they do, but sometimes even they need to have a little bit of extra help to teach you even better. And that's what this lady comes from Washington, D.C. to tell us, is that they think the ideas that we got in a plan called Reading First is worth spending some money to do.
It's about $14.5 million. We'll get it over about a 6-year period of time. We'll spend about $2.2 million per year in grants to schools around the state. It's designed for teachers teaching kindergarten through 3rd grade. It's designed to advance the Reading First program within South Dakota. We've got some really bright kids, but we've also got kids that learn to read in different ways. This is our opportunity to find the most effective way to teach them how to read and to provide the teachers, these professionals, with the most scientifically proven ways of teaching them, and then the resources to do it the way that they think is best for the kids. And then finally, we want to be able to go back in and to measure our results, make changes in it. Long term, it should mean that these kids have a better opportunity to learn to read. Hopefully, every single child will learn to read. And that means every single child will have an opportunity to learn more types on different subjects. If you can learn to read, the whole world opens up. This is a recognition of that approach to life.
There's a saying that you can't throw money at education to fix it. Now, every year a certain amount of bills come up in the state legislature, but usually nothing comes of it for funding education. Can you tell me, do you have any plans for helping that situation?
Well, actually, we started last year. In our first year in office, we provided $15.1 million more for education. That's the largest single increase in terms of money for education that I think schools have ever seen. Right now, 54% of our total general fund budget goes into education for our children. We believe in education. We are putting our money where our mouth is. This is a particular case of where the president is doing exactly the same thing. They've provided some of the largest increases to education that the United States has ever seen since President Bush took office. Part of that is being shared with South Dakota through No Child Left Behind. This is a special grant, $14.5 million, which the President's Office of Education has sent to us, no strings attached. It doesn't mean we have to match it. It's money that's designed strictly to follow through with our proposals for Reading First, which the state of South Dakota has already adopted, but which the federal government says is so important that they're willing to help us fund.
Our next story takes us to Laura Wilder Elementary School, where each week Edison Middle School students come to be reading buddies in the kindergarten class.
My name is Janelle Revere, and I am a teacher at Edison Middle School. I teach 8th grade language arts and the literacy zone class. I have 11 students that I bring over to Laura Wilder on Thursdays in the morning to work with Mrs. Trigg's kindergarten class. And we are coming over primarily to work on fluency so that the kids can get better at reading more rapidly and getting their words down. We also work with inflection, and that is fun to do with all the different characters and dialogue that occurs in children's literature. Those are our main two goals. We wrote a story with the kids that you can see them working on with the kindergartners, and through writing that story they got to work on organization of a story. What should come first, what should come in the middle of the story, what should be an obvious ending. And I also worked on sentence fluency. So those are some of the things we're working on by bringing the kids over here. They also show good role modeling skills for these kindergartners, and the kindergartners really look up to them, as do our 8th graders to the kindergartners. It's been a great relationship.
I'm Andy Murray. I'm an 8th grader at Edison Middle School, and I come here to encourage kids to read more and to give them better fluency and how to read like a good reader.
What types of things are you working on today?
We finished up writing apple books because they came back from the apple orchard like 2 weeks ago, so they're finishing up drawing and coloring pictures and stuff.
What part of this do you like the best?
I like getting out of class and get out of school and stuff and come and visit with kids.
Okay, thank you.
My name is Leo Felicia, and I go to Edison. I'm an 8th grader over there. And then we help them study more about, we read books to them about autumn and then fall. And then we help their reading skills more. And over at our class, we just read books and help us learn more about vocab words and more stuff, and more words so we can help our reading skills better.
How long have you been doing this?
What do you mean, like?
How many days have you come over and worked with it?
So far we came here about every Thursday, so I'll say about 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
So we help them a lot.
What's been your favorite thing to do so far?
Teaching our students how to read more, and then also being out of class too, so we can help the kindergartens learn more about their reading skills.
Okay, we have been so excited to have the Edison students come for our reading buddies, and we went to the apple orchard, had an exciting time there, and then the reading buddies asked us questions, and we wrote about that, and then they typed it out. What do you like most about reading buddies?
Reading books.
Reading books. Did you enjoy the apple orchard? What did you like about that?
It was very fun.
Yes, what did we do there?
Pick apples.
We picked apples.
And I hope you'll bring us back to pick some pumpkins too.
Oh, you think that'd be fun?
And even Mommy can take us to the apple orchard to pick pumpkins too.
That would be fun, wouldn't it? And Emma, what do you like best about reading buddies?
Like them reading to me.
You like them reading to you? What was your favorite part about the apple orchard?
Going on the haystack.
Going on the haystack. And what kind of things did you write about in your book? Did you draw about? Did you draw a picture of yourself? How many apples did you get when we were at the apple orchard? Do you remember? How many was it?
7.
7. All right. And what is your favorite book that your buddy has read to you? Can you remember?
It's the Roll Over.
Roll Over. Oh, there's 10 in the bed. Another one said Roll Over. And Andrew, what books do you like being read to you? What's your favorite kind of books?
The Biggest Leaf Pile.
Oh, you just read that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we went to the apple orchard as a sign of what season? What season are we in now? Do you remember?
October.
That's the month. Remember the season? It rhymes with ball.
Fall.
Fall. And we had a fun time, didn't we? Thank you.
Physical education teacher Tricia Rickenbach received an innovative grant. With this grant money, she purchased some special pieces of equipment. Let's find out more.
Hi, I'm Teresa Rickenbach. I'm here at Eugene Field Elementary. And last year what I did is I applied for a grant through the Innovative Grant Committee that dealt with pedometers. And the pedometers are used not only for each of our students, but our staff as a wellness project as well. And what the grant paid for were the actual pedometers. And that's what these are. And inside they record the number of steps. They record a distance, and there's a timer in it, but we don't use the timer. For our wellness program, the teachers have to put 10,000 steps on their pedometer a day, or 70,000 steps a week, and record those results in here. And if they are able to do that from September 21st till May 1st, then they receive a half-hour massage as part of the wellness program. As far as in the classroom, I use it for grades 2nd through 5th grade right now. And every time that they come out of the locker rooms, the kids automatically are assigned a pedometer. They put them on. They start on their warm-up, and periodically through the class, they're either checking the pedometer steps, or we're doing worksheets with them. And then at the end of the day, we have journals over on the side wall that they record all of their steps. Then they take those to the classroom, and the classroom teachers can go ahead and generate graphs off the computer, or handwritten graphs, whether they're line graphs, bar graphs, or pie graphs, that go ahead and show the data that they've collected regarding their own personal steps.
So you're using the pedometers in conjunction with like a math class or some other curriculum?
Right. What we try and do over at Eugene Field is we try and integrate as many subject areas as possible. And the grant included the integration of social studies, math, language arts, and science into also PE and our dance program over here. And later on we can also utilize art and music as well.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about what kids learn in PE during the school year?
Sure, we hit on different skills that can be utilized in any sports area. We work a great deal on fitness aspects, as far as cardiovascular endurance and things like that. And right now, over here, we're really big into overall health and fitness, you know, trying to get them so they learn skills that they can go ahead and do for a lifetime and not just simply use skills that are related to a sport.
Okay. So the pedometers, is there a goal that the students are trying to reach with them?
No, we talk about the fact that, you know, the teachers have to get 10,000 steps a day, and then we have a 42-minute class period, And so they're able to kind of see how many steps they're able to make in 42 minutes. You know, when we discuss if you were to have it on all day and did that amount of activity, how many steps would you take in a day? We also talk about, you know, some part of the day you're obviously sitting down and standing and walking and not putting forth as much exertion. And so that also, you know, affects how many steps a day you have.
How tough is it to get 10,000 steps a day?
Well, I guess that depends on your profession. For a PE teacher, I think we average about between 14,000 and close to 30,000 steps a day. And that's without an additional workout involved. Right now I have a couple teachers that the 10,000 steps aren't difficult for them to make a day. I have some that aren't quite making it, but they've kind of gauged it and they're getting more and more steps each week. So the idea of progression from where you were, you know, is working for them.
Okay, can you tell us about the grant and who supplied the money for this?
Yep, there's a committee that is headed by Jackie McNamara, and she's currently at Longfellow Elementary. In fact, she's asked for applications for new grants. What we had to do was submit a proposal, and Lori Holm, which is a parent at this school as well as a teacher in the district, worked together with me in order to write up the proposal. And then we submitted it and went in for an interview with the committee and talked about the grant and how it could work for us. And I found out probably a few weeks later that I was awarded part of the grant money.
Now, for other teachers that may be watching, do you know the name of this committee and how can they get in touch with them?
It's the Innovative Grant Committee. And I know that there's been email that has gone out currently asking for those submissions.
My name is Lucas. I am 11 years old and I go to Eugene Field. And what I think is good about the DigiWalkers is it's fun to run around, then after a while to check and see how many steps you've taken. And it's just great to do. And another fun thing about them is it's good to see how high you can get, and it's really healthy to use them.
What's your favorite thing to do in physical education?
Run.
To run? You like to run?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I'm Stacy Marlette. I'm 10 years old, and I go to Eugene Field. I like the DigiWalkers because you can just run or walk or do an activity, and then you check. It's pretty accurate, and you can check how many steps you've been. I think I move more because when I actually have it on, I actually work harder to see how high I can reach it.
I'm Diana Grand-George. I am a CSR teacher with first grade. And basically, one of the ways that I use my pedometer is during the school day, going around to see how far I've walked, whether it's during recess duty or just through the hallways with the kids. I also help assistant coach at basketball, and so I've been able to determine how many steps I take that way. It's kind of fun to look at it and see what I've done during the day and approximately how many miles or how many steps I've taken and put on during that day. And I've also noticed that I've never been one to faithfully work out, and because of this, I can tell whether I've gotten the right amount of steps that I'd like to have for my goal or not, and I know what I need to make up. And so then a lot of times I'll go out in the evening and work out to get to the number I need.
A couple of weeks ago, students in the Sioux Falls School District had a day off from school for Native American Day. Students in the Native American Connections class at Lincoln High School held their own celebration.
Jim Groth. I teach the Native American Connections class here at Lincoln. And we had a display. This is our third year doing a display for Native American Day. This year was a little different. We set up a full-size teepee, and we had a drum group playing traditional music, and some of the students exhibited dance, which at certain points of the exhibition we had a pretty good crowd there of students from Lincoln. And I think what it really displayed is the pride in the culture that these Native American students do have. And my observation of the other students as they watched the dance exhibition and heard the traditional music was they could see how the students respected and honored their culture, and I believe it inspired that same feeling in other students to respect and recognize Native American culture. So that was the purpose of it, and it's an activity for the kids to be involved in the school. So we feel it's a good activity for the students to do here. So.
All right, I'm Sean Pickner. I'm an 11th grader, and I helped set up the teepee and like all the posters that we had to do and stuff.
Can you tell us what kind of things that you wanted people to know about Native Americans?
Just like the basic of what the history of Native American was, and like what it meant to us, of basically like how the powwow goes and the dances and stuff. And we basically just put like some Indian like language on there, like what it meant, of just, I don't know, just some basic stuff.
My name is Alita Eagle Feather, and I helped out with the display. What I did is I helped make the posters. We put some sayings from important people from their books, and oh yeah, we put poetry on poster boards. We set up a teepee, and we put our handprint on the teepee. We also put up dream catchers and chief staffs and different displays that Native Americans made. Oh yeah, we put corn stalks and different vegetables and some fruit that the Native Americans ate. We painted a background that said Native American Day, and we put a medicine wheel on it. And that's all I know.
Okay, I'm Winona Pickner. I'm a junior, and I was one of the dancers during the day that we danced. And there was, I'd say, like 4 fancy shawl dancers, 1 jingle dress, and 1 grass dancer. And the ones you didn't see was the traditional dance from the men and women's category, and fancy dance from the men's category that we didn't show. We just danced to show people in the school that, or what we do in our culture in order for like Native American Day, and how powwows go, and what we do at the powwows, and how we dress and how we look. And there was a lady there from the drum group that explained some of the things that, like with the fancy shawl, like each one we had. Like during the summer, we usually go on the powwow trail, where it's powwow after powwow each weekend. And some of them we don't get to, and some of them we do. But like the ones that are like really big, we go to. And we get paid for dancing, for competition. But
now, what do you get if you win the competition?
Competition, like you could run for like, if you're at a tribe, enrolled in a tribe, you can run for like Miss Crow Creek Sioux and Princess, and you get crowned royalty. And then, but if you're competing with the other dancers at a powwow, you usually get prize money and sometimes like jackets, but it's mostly prize money.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever won any?
Yeah, I won up in Bismarck, North Dakota at the United Tribes powwow. I took first in women's traditional, and I got $500.
Now, how long did it take you to learn the dance that you do?
I started when I was a little girl, like around the age of 3 or 4. When I saw all my little cousins dancing, I was like, I want to dance. And I just kind of learned from each powwow I went to, watched other people dance, and as I grew up, I learned to dance like watching other people.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do in Native American Connections class?
We study cultural and historical things relating to Native American culture, and we also do a lot of writing, and we even write letters to congressmen or on certain things that are going on. There was we wrote letters last year concerning conservation of a buffalo herd at Yellowstone, and we also participated in trying to convince the state to purchase the Blood Run property just outside of Sioux Falls here, in an ancient settlement area that needs to be preserved.
That's all for this month's edition of the School Zone. Join us again next month for another journey into the School Zone. Good night.